Lines collide, the page turns black. A battle fought, no looking back. Shapes and shadows, worlds ignite. Read the story stroke by stroke. Dreams and demons awoke, awoke, awoke. Inking through it, life takes form. A hero rises, a villain born. What's in my head spills to the page. A comic heart, a paper stage. Panels scream, the dialogue roars. In every frame, a war restores. Pencils carve through quiet nights. Visions tearing, bold and raw. Creation's chaos, the only law. Inking through it, life takes form. A hero rises, a villain born. What's in my head spills to the page. A comic heart, a paper stage. Dialogue roars, in every frame a war restores. Pencils carve through quiet night. Visions tearing, bold and raw. Creation's chaos, the only law. Inking through it, life takes form. A hero rises, a villain born. What's in my head spills to the page. A comic heart, a paper stage. Panel stage, paper stage. Panel stage, paper stage. Waste rebellion. No metal anthem. Base. Feel the rush, the moon's alive. Cig and Joe, we thrive. Waste cans are but our fight, our vibe. D&D's lies, racist cries. We'll tear them down tonight. Break the chains, ignite the flames. We on the fly. I'm sick. The spark, the king of shock. I'm lighting up the dark. Trigger finger twitching down, ripping through their heart. Rex kids crawl, think they brawl, but I'm sniping the schemes. Waste kids, my throat, your kids, my home. I shatter their dreams. These trolls cold as stone. Try to cage my soul, but I spin my grip, spark my clips. I'm taking full control. Cig and Joe, we break the night. Waste can burn, we fuel the fight. Smash the lies, we rise, we roar. Moon's our home, forevermore. I'm Joe, the fist, the heart to resist. I'm breaking the grip, pounding through the pain. Yeah, I'm crushing every script. Threats, claws, they slash, they gnaw, but I'm built to endure. Fist of steel, I make them feel the wisdom strength is pure. These greed, they make us bleed, but I fight for the lost. Stand for the weak, I'll break the string no matter what the cost. Cig and Joe, we break the night. Waste can burn, we fuel the fight. Smash the lies, we rise, we roar. Moon's our home, forevermore. Waste gets rust, it's in our veins. The jump call remains. Sees the spark on the heart, will shatter all the chains. Heat machines, precious screams, they'll crumble in our wake. Moon of rebellion, feel the swell in this fight we'll never forsake. Break, burn it down. Cig and Joe, we break the night. Waste can burn, we fuel the fight. Smash the lies, we rise, we roar. Moon's our home, forevermore. Cig and Joe, we own the show. The waste gets where we stand. Trust and fire will never tire. Rebellion's in our hands. Eat rare, less despair. Time is running thin. Cig and Joe, the moves are glow. We fight, we always win. From the war of ideas, cracked spine books on a table of fears. Scissors slice, but the edge is still fray. This is my gospel, my way, my way, my way. Ink and paper dreams, tearing at the seams, drawn in shadows, stitched in screams. One panel at a time, the world ain't what it seems. Living on ink and paper dreams. Late nights burn with the glow of the lamp. Coffee cold, heart beats like a stamp. Lines don't lie, but the truth gets blurred. No heroes here, just broken words. Stapled edges, taped up cracks. Every frame, it pulls me back. Ink and paper dreams, ink and paper dreams, tearing at the seams, drawn in shadows, stitched in screams. One panel at a time, the world ain't what it seems. Living on ink and paper dreams. Who needs fame when you've got a story? Who needs light when the dark's so holy? Scribble your heart, let it bleed and run. This ain't work, this is how it's done. Who needs fame when you've got a story? Who needs light when the dark's so holy? Scribble your heart, let it bleed and run. This ain't work, this is how it's done. Ink and paper dreams, tearing at the seams, drawn in shadows, stitched in screams. One panel at a time, the world ain't what it seems. Living on ink and paper dreams. Who needs fame when you've got a story? Who needs light when the dark's so holy? Scribble your heart, let it bleed and run. This ain't work, this is how it's done. Pages torn loose like scraps of time. Heroes drawn in pencil lines. Coffee rings on the counter. Yeah, stories spill, no one cares. LunchBox comics in my hand, saving the world with a paper stand. Truth in ink, it bleeds, it stains, fighting demons in the rain. Corners bent like broken dreams. Every page a muffled scream. Villains laugh, but don't you cry. The fight's in us, we won't die. Staples rust, but hearts stay true. Panels frame the lives we knew. LunchBox comics in my hand, saving the world with a paper stand. Truth in ink, it bleeds, it stains, fighting demons in the rain. Staples rust, where hearts stay true. Panels frame the lives we knew. LunchBox comics in my hand, saving the world with a paper stand. Truth
like broken dreams. Every page a muffled scream. Villains laugh, but don't you cry. The fight's in us, we won't die. Staples rust, but hearts stay true. Panels frame the lies we knew. Caves and maps are secret codes. Every hero bears their load. Ink and paper, battles fought. Every word a burning thought.
Out on the waste can moon so far, where the trash piles up and dreams are charred. Two heroes rise, they're bold and strange. A cigarette and a coffee cup deranged. Cig cracks wise with a flick and a flame. Joe throws punches, doesn't play no games. The Dap Corporation wants control, but Cig and Joe, they've got a soul. One spark, one brew, they're coming for you. Evil fades when the duo breaks through. Cig and Joe, saving the show. Blazing trails where no one would go. On the waste and moon, they fight the gloom. Cig and Joe, heroes of the doom. Cig lights up, aiming sharp and quick. Joe swings hard, his punches stick. Dap Corp's drones are swarming the skies, but these two won't fold, they'll improvise. Citizens hide in shadows deep, dream of a world where they can sleep. Cig takes a drag, Joe takes a sip. Together they're justice, equipped to rip. One spark, one brew, they're coming for you. Evil fades when the duo breaks through. Cig and Joe, saving the show. Blazing trails where no one would go. On the waste and moon, they fight the gloom. Cig and Joe, heroes of the doom. Citizens hiding in shadows deep, dream of a world where they can sleep. Cig takes a drag, Joe takes a sip. Together they're justice, equipped to rip.
I carve my path, no room for fear. Blood and stone, my hands create. Your aid is poison, I seal my fate. Chains of pity, they won't bind me. In the void, I stand free. All alone, I need no savior. Your hands, your words, all betrayal. I scream, I strike my own. Forever cursed, but never dethroned. Screaming winds, they mock my toil. I burn my flesh, I break the soil. Ashes whisper, you can't endure. But I am the storm, my soul is pure. No mercy, no light to guide. In the void I stand free. All alone, I need no savior. Your hands, your words, all betrayal. I rise, I scream, I strike my own. Forever cursed, but never dethroned.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 19 with my really clunky transition there. But yes, welcome to episode 19. I'm continuing my continuous journey, continuing on issue 4 of The Adventures of Cig and Joe. Here's issue 1 right here. Issue 1 through 3 are on the greatest app for Western comics in the world, the Global Comix app, which is there's a in the description. There's a link to that, and also there in the comments. There's a link to that, as well as links to my friend Pete's Twitch page, my friend Lap's Comic Fans page, as well as my friend MSK's page, where you can find me on all 3 of their channels at random time periods. But yes, issues 1 through 3 of Cig and Joe are on the Global Comix app. And today I am going to be working on issue 4. And issue 4 is, I've been working on it here for most of the year. My original plan was to have it done by like July. But then I had to move. Life gets in the way, and I've just found out that sometimes even the best laid out plans, like if I didn't have to do the daily job and the real life stuff, I could have had this thing done pretty quick, because I can actually do almost a full page a day, unless I get burned out. I haven't been able to stay consistent for like months and months on end, but there is like a sort of burnout time period where I just can't touch it for like a week. Oh, well, thank you very much, Orange. It'll be very interesting once I get 4 done. That edible's doing you good, but sounds like. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it's you try to stay steady, but you can't do it full time. And you can't do it full time because you have to pay bills, and this stuff doesn't pay bills right away, if ever. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try. But if you do get it figured out and you do get making money on it, but until then, you got to do both things. So that's why sometimes the best laid out plans, and I've learned that you just keep going. Like, if you make a plan, okay, I'm going to be done by here, instead of spending too much time worrying about where you're not, just look at where you are and keep going forward, So I was in a bit of a rut. Now I'm pretty much out of it creatively, and I'm back at it again. I've been doing a lot of writing. I wrote out the outline of, yes, we do. The Alien Holiday Penis Green book. We do need to do that. I wrote out generally the outline for the next arc of Cig and Joe, the next 4 issues, which will be the Go Unpunished arc. The first 4 issues, I kind of titled No Good Deeds, because essentially what I was looking at was Cig and Joe. Okay, so they're in the waste can. Dab has been trying to screw up these mining colonies, because if they don't meet their production standards, then Dab can seize them and then kick all the families out. So this is happening to a mining colony that Cig and Joe know. So the whole first issue is them stealing this medication, because the mining colony got hit with this flu bug kind of sickness, and they're trying to get them the medications they need, so that way they can keep getting back to work and keep and survive. So Cig and Joe find out and get onto the train. They're going to get the meds, and then at the end of the first arc, everyone yay. But then on the second arc, we're going to learn kind of like the reactions, or the what's, you don't go out there and do something that big and not have something come back. So that'll be part of the no good deeds for the first 4 issues go unpunished for the second 4 issues, and then after those 4 issues, it's going to be the book is going to be essentially on a. Cig and Joe are going to go on a journey. So after this next arc, Cig and Joe are going to be on a big journey, and we're really going to open up the waste can as the whole moon planet deal. And we're going to get to see a lot more of it. We're going to visit some mining colonies. We're going to see more characters added. Right now, I'm kind of going through and getting down on paper and really fleshing out all of the newer characters that are coming in, and also working on fleshing out the current characters, and trying to and I'm working on getting to make sure I know all the characters, where they're going, where their growth is and their arc, so then that way I can kind of better plan the story around it, better have I want the tales to be a little bit more about the characters. So it's kind of, I got to make sure that I understand the characters a bit more. Cig and Joe, U-Turn, Marv, and Amanda, I got a pretty good handle on, but it's the new characters and their motivations and stuff along those lines. And what was I going to say here? But yeah, I'll be introducing some new characters. Issue 5 will be mostly about Amanda, and then issue 6, we're going to get to see a character that Pete Vasquez in the chat actually inspired me to create, and also helped me kind of, which is going to be, we're going to get to see a full-blown, full-body view of the chowder squid, as well as a new character I created to go with the chowder squid, which I think I'm really excited to get her onto the page, and that should be exciting. It's going to be really cool. Pete, when I get a chance, I'll show you more. Well, when I have more of the concept art for that character, I'll show you. I have some stuff sketched down, but I'm going to make a full character page for the chowder squid girl, as well as for the chowder squid itself. So yeah, we're going to get to see a full-blown view. And we're also going to have a guest appearance from an Antarctic Press character. So then that's going to be so we're going to have issue 4 or issue 5 will be Amanda, and then we're going to work in this Antarctic Press character, and it's going to be kind of like the old school Ninja Turtle. Hey, Michael. Ninja Turtle style, where like Cerebus just kind of shows up, and then they give a brief explanation on how he got there. He shares a canon type experience with them, and then he goes back to his world. It's going to be the same thing with Tomorrow Girl. She's going to come in. She's going to be part of the Chowder Squid story, and then afterwards, she is going to be going to back to her home. And I'm also going to have little quick appearances by Penguina, Pengu, and also Tomorrow Man. Actually, I have a female character I'm going to be introducing at the end of the second arc, which is a female character for Cig, and her name is Vic, or she goes by Victoria, but she goes by Vic, and she's inspired by a lighter. So she's a bounty hunter, possible love interest for Cig. But that's going to be down the story more. She'll be introduced at the end of this next arc. And then there'll also be a character I'm extremely excited for coming up at the end of this next arc. The next arc will be a bounty hunter. There's going to be some bounty hunters type introduced. And this one character is one I've been wanting to introduce for a while, so I'm very excited about that. Yeah. I could enter the ashtray. Yeah, her name Vic, and I've already got her design pretty much figured out. And she is going to be like a potential love interest for Cig. I got some stuff planned out for those two. But we're going to get into more of the wildlife of the waste can. We're going to see more of the city of Ash Junction. We're going to see more of the Children of Rex this next arc. We're going to get to see one of the mining colonies on this next arc. We're going to get to see a lot of stuff as I start expanding out the story more. Because that's one thing, like if you read the first 4 issues, when I get them done, you're going to see my art style progressively get better from issue 1. Like in Orange, it'll be interesting when you get to read issue 4, because I can get you PDFs of all of them if you want. Orange and sorry, well, Cottonmouth. But the art style gets a lot better. My page composition, pacing, it's getting a lot better from issue 1 to 4. So that's one thing. Once you get to read all of it together, you're going to get to see how I improved through this whole thing. And then issue 5 will just be more on that. And issue 5, you're going to see a lot difference on how I tell a story, because I'm working more on the prep. I'm figuring out the characters more. I'm doing more of the prep work, and it's going to come out very nice. Here's the whole page I'm working on, by the way. Did this one earlier here, and then this is the one I'm working on now, page 58. And then once this is done, which I'm just doing the shading for, the cell shading, I'll start working on this page here. And I'll be inking that tonight so I get done. So that'll be page 59 out of 76. So I'm getting down there. I'm going to be down to just 16 pages after I get these two done. So. And then after that, it's letters and sound effects, and then it's going to be off to the editors to read and tell me if there's anything wrong with it or along those lines. Mostly like spelling errors and stuff like that. I can't change too much storyline wise at this point. So if someone did do a review, oh hey, what's up, Gray? If someone did do like a look over on my book and said you should have done this, or you can change this here, it would be like I would be filing that away for future projects, but I wouldn't be able to do much. Because I'm not going to go through and do like multiple repage draws, especially if it's something massive storyline wise. But I will definitely compartmentalize that away and remember it for future storytelling. But another project that I want to do here soon is I want to do an official waste can map showing all of the territories, The dab, or the dab space elevator showing Stack City, and having kind of like a full map, even if it's just for myself. But Cig and Joe are going to be around for a while. I'm going to be working on this for the next couple of years, just with plans and stuff. I mean, unless some kind of artistic opportunity pops up that I just can't say no, and I end up drawing something else. Right now, doing a consistent Cig and Joe is kind of like the goal. Hey, hello, Emily. How's it going? Emily, Gray, Pete, Orange, MSK, Laps, Michael, all sorts of cool people in here tonight. Thank you so much for stopping by. I don't. I can do commissions. Orange. I have some merch, but I'm gonna be doing more once I get this issue 4 done and have a full graphic novel. And then I'm gonna try to have a full like online spot to buy it, because I want to do, or as of right now, I have it. My comic book issues are essentially just on PDF digital, and I can just email you a link so you can read those if you want. Orange, you don't have to spend any money on it. And if you like them, then you can pick up the graphic novel when I have that ready. That'll be, um, I'm guessing $15 for 200 a page graphic novel. I might have to do 20, but the shipping will be probably like around $10 US. I'm not. I'm guessing $10. That might be on the high side, but for a floppy, it's like $6. So a graphic novel is much heavier, but I'm hoping around like 10 to $15 for shipping. I'll have to see. I had one of those Teespring stores for merch and stuff, but they are so backlogged that people are waiting like years to get their stuff. Yeah, orange underscore Avenger. Cool. Yeah, I'm still learning Discord orange, but I'll try to add you on there. Thanks for stopping by though, buddy. Oh, wait, you meant add you later on Discord. You're not leaving. Okay. But yeah, I will. I'm going to be learning how to use Discord and try to be more active on that, especially with wanting to do the video game stuff with Laps. Oh, jeez, you don't have to leave now. You're so dramatic. But yeah, we're gonna be. It's the stuff's gonna be moving. But yeah, Orange, if I'll add you on Discord, and if you want, I'll get you a link to PDFs of all the books if you want. I don't know if you don't mind reading digitally. If not, by the end of the year, I want to have physical graphic novels of the first 4 issues, and I'll just hook you up with one of those too. I just got to find out. Yeah, I will. I will do that. Honestly, I could just put the link into the chat here because I don't care if anyone reads. I don't care if anyone reads my comic book digitally. Like, I get you want to sell it, and I do want to sell it and all that stuff. But at the same time, with this first stuff, I just want someone to read that shit. I love to know that people have read it, and I always love feedback. Oh, perfect. Fancy swivel mount. Okay, nice. Dude, I just recently got 2 monitors, and like I feel so tech savvy now. I'm so illiterate when it comes to the tech stuff. Like I still don't even know how to barely use OBS. But yeah, I got 2 monitors, and I was like, oh my god, this is so much cooler having 2 monitors going. Oh yeah, I could definitely see how that. Nice. Well, technically, I do have 3 because I have the 2 monitors here, and I have a drawing tablet monitor. Let me hold on a second. Let me show you guys that. Okay, so I'm just going to tip down here, and yeah, I got this Julian tablet that I do the artwork on, and then I have this monitor over here, and then the monitor that this camera is sitting on. Okay. Yeah, it's a Julian 21-inch drawing tablet. It's I like it. Yeah, I really do like it. Um, it's not as good as like a Wacom, but it's so close that I don't. I mean, to me, I don't know if it's worth the extra $1,000 of Wacom to get the equal size and working deal. This tablet here cost me just under $400. Now, if you can afford an iPad Pro, those are other good drawing tablets that I see a lot of people doing comic book work on, especially like through Procreate or through Clip Studio, through the iPad. So there is that. I have an iPad, but I still do everything on the Julian mostly. I don't even draw on my iPad anymore. I use my iPad to read comic books, honestly, and to play music. Okay. I am happy with how that looks. All right, I got to label some folders real quick. Trying to keep everything in organized somewhat. A lot of like learning how to get faster at art and making comics is about organizing yourself. Making folders. Those mushroom clouds, as he's looking at a mushroom cloud and it's reflecting in his glasses. But I do realize now too, it also looks kind of like whatever he drank is just like blowing up his mind right now. Yeah, I have never used Photoshop, but I've heard that this one is a Clip Studio Paint I'm using, or Manga. It used to be called Manga Studio, but it's Clip Studio Paint. Um, and it's made just for comic books, but Photoshop can do the same, if not more. Yeah, I've never used the Photoshop. I never had much experience with Adobe stuff. Okay. Okay. All right, cool. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Let's rock and roll. Yeah, and if anyone, Orange or anyone else, has any questions about comic book making or creating a story, I'm not a professional at it, but I have been doing it here almost for the last 10 years, and I will share any knowledge or help that I can to help anybody else get their project off the ground. So if anyone has any well, yeah, online Street Fighter 6 is going to be brutal as hell. You're talking, those are all of those thirsty pro types on there. Yeah, they're probably sweaty as hell, I'd imagine. I had Street Fighter 6. I wonder if I bought it for PlayStation or for Xbox. Because I have a PlayStation now, but I had an Xbox before. So um, I can't remember if I had it for Xbox or if it was for PlayStation. Oh yeah, yeah. There's people that eat like probably only people left online playing Street Fighter are the ones who eat, drink, and sleep that shit. I signed up my YouTube. Um, it's crossplay if you do. Yeah, I'll check my PS5 and see if I have it because I can play it through there. But I just recently hooked up my PS5 to my YouTube account, so I want to experiment just streaming straight from there. I mean, it's a little bit different because you don't have the two cameras set, like the in camera seeing me and then also there, but I can stream it straight to my YouTube. That's how me and Laps are going to play Space Marines. We're going to stream to both of our YouTube channels while we play, which I think could end up being a lot of fun, especially if we really get into like it and start doing funny stuff with the characters. And I think it could be a lot of fun. I know my buddy Pete streamed from his PlayStation, I believe. Um, and I believe there was like a chat overlay on the screen. So I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to have to play around with it. But I also have a capture card. So I could just bring my PlayStation into here and then run it through StreamYard straight that way too. I just haven't used it yet because I got the second monitor and Batman Arkham Origins. So I have it on Steam. So I haven't hooked up my PlayStation yet. But I do have a capture card. I just haven't used it. I wouldn't mind streaming a playthrough of Cyberpunk. I absolutely love that game. I also have Black Myth Wukong that I haven't played yet. Ah, what kind of stuff do you like to play, Orange? I still haven't watched Stranger Things, so I kind of understand that. What'd you think about Elden Ring? Oh man, I love hentai dating sims. No, just kidding. Yeah, I love Elden Ring. Yeah, I've only recently got a Steam account, right? So I didn't realize how many sex games there are out there until I went down a Steam freaking store rabbit hole. I was just like, oh my God. Yeah, that DLC was like the hardest Dark Souls game I've ever played. That DLC was rough. How is that Vampire Survivors? And I've heard people talking about Fellowship, and I don't know anything about that one either. Okay. And what kind of game is it? Is it one of those survivor horror games like Dead by Daylight, or is it oh, okay. That sounds really good. You just want to wander around shooting things for 30 minutes in a roguelike bullet hell. Oh, I might have to check that one out now. Oh, sweet. Okay. Okay, cool. I will check it out. It's on Steam. I will go check it out on Steam. Oh, very nice. Oh no, you're just a great fan, Orange. I'm not gonna call you a cloud chaser like MSK. I'm nice to my chat. I want you guys here. I want you to be involved. Positive vibes. So we'll just call you a good fan or someone who's just really bored. MSK's got another one in an hour. All right. Yeah, I know. I just like to tell myself that you're an enthusiastic fan who just loves everything that I'm doing right now. Makes me feel better. Huh. MSK is a machine. I've been so much more consistent with my streaming than I've ever been since I started doing this recently. But something about it's just kind of clicked, and I'm having no problem just getting down and doing it. It's actually keeping me more productive, so that's a good thing. Yeah, I that's the way I've felt about it for a long time. Kind of still do, honestly. But for what I'm doing, it just kind of becomes a necessary evil, or a necessary, it's necessary for me to do to try to strengthen my growth, is to be consistent on a platform and try to build an audience, and then see if I can cultivate that audience more. And this social media part of it has been my absolutely weakest part of this whole damn thing. But I'm still trying at it. But yeah, it does. You're absolutely right though. It feels like a job, and plus it's not just as easy as putting a camera on yourself and playing a video game for 2 hours. It's it takes work and it takes practice to be able to put together a 2 hour stream and still somewhat be able to talk, flow of a conversation. If you're trying to interview people, that's a skill that takes time to learn. It's just all of it is like its own mastery by itself. I applaud the creators who can do it much better than me. Creators that built like 2,000, 2,000, 10,000 followers and super chats, and they monetized and they actually turned it into a job. I put my hat off to them because this is not easy stuff to maintain. Yeah, and having like with you talking on here, Orange, and the people that were talking earlier, it does make it so much nicer when you have someone to communicate with while you're doing this. I've done these streams before in the past where like there's no one talking, there's no one watching, and I'm just kind of like just just drawing with a camera on me, but there's like no one on the other side of it. And it still creates the same anxiety, but then at the same, compound that, like it's like, well, on top of it, no one's watching. So it's like, but you still talk, you still just you still act like there's an audience there, and you just eventually get yourself better at it so you could just do it more like a routine. But yeah, it's very demoralizing. Any kind of entertainment stuff like this, streaming, making comic books, making music, making any kind of art can be very demoralizing. You put hundreds and hundreds of hours into something, and then people don't even give it a second of time. Like I would tell people, I used to think putting out a comic book and having everyone tear me apart and tell me how terrible it is would be the worst thing could happen to you. But honestly, putting out a piece of art or entertainment and having no one say anything is 10 times worse than someone telling you that you suck. Someone just not saying anything is just like, oh, fuck. Putting stuff out and hearing crickets. It's like, why am I even doing all this hard work and going through all this anxiety and no one cares? I've had to come up with all kinds of, learning how to goal set, learning how, like, why am I doing this? Why am I working so hard? And I also had to kind of find reasons not only for business, but also for personal and for stuff that it's like I'm doing this for me as much as I'm doing it for other people so they can see it. I'm also doing this for my own personal because I enjoy doing it because I want to get better at it. Something that I kind of show a little bit of proficiency in, so I want to build that up and try to turn that into more of a mastery. Because if you're just doing this to become rich and famous, streaming or whatever, I feel sorry for you because you're in for a long road of disappointment until if you ever do get to that point of stardom. It's going to be a hard, long road to get to there. That takes consistency and hard work. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, Twitch hasn't been having a good time recently either. They've been dealing with a lot of internal stuff, a lot more internal stuff to come out. It looks like too. They've got Twitch. Twitch is going to need some reformation, some reforms, possibly even some new management. Yes, it does. Yeah, that's just it. Just the stuff that they'll allow, the stuff that they do, it's just not. It's not good. Do, 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 do. But you know, honestly, with streaming, um, I essentially kind of learned from, well, believe it or not, MSK really. And he was talking about, or he'll talk about, you know, he does this stuff because he loves doing it. And if you don't really do it unless you love doing it, there's really just no point. Because you know, like you said, the platform is dying. The whole famous YouTube streamer thing, but there are still people out there to watch. You can still meet people. You can still get new fans. So there is opportunities to do some growth, and plus it's kind of just it's fun meeting people, just hanging out with, just being on MSK's show and the people that I met from there, and then you know the people that show up in my chats now and subscribe and talk. Yeah, that's the cool part of it. That's the fun part. That's the reason why, you know, you get on here and I got to draw anyways. It's nice to be able to interact with some people and talk and you know get a laugh in and listen to copyright free music on Spotify, and because that's kind of like the thing. You really can't do this stuff if you want to be famous. You have to do it because you love doing it. And if you get lucky, you might be able to etch out some kind of living off of it. But if that's your only goal, I don't see how you could possibly keep doing it. I don't see how someone could be like, I'm going to become famous making comic books, and then having to dredge through the multiple years it takes to learn how to do it, the amount of hours you got to put in when you're someone like me who's drawing, writing, and I do pretty much everything except for editorial. So I'm doing like the job of like 7 professionals, and I can't put all this time, money into it where I'm all my free time is doing this. I have no life aside from this. Um, and I've kind of got my life to where I can put in more hours doing this than I do at a day job. I'm fortunate enough to be able to do that. But if you don't love doing it and your only purpose is to become rich and famous, you won't be able to do this shit. You won't be able to keep it up because it is a fucking meat grinder. But I love doing it, and it's so fucking rewarding to get one of these books done and to build a story and to see yourself improving and improving on the art. So I absolutely adore this shit. I'm gonna be doing this shit till my hand falls off and I can't do it anymore and they put me in the ground. But I absolutely love doing this. There's times where I might complain about it or talk about how hard it is, how the hardships are, but I'll just be 100% honest with you. I fucking love this shit. I love the drawing. I love the creating. I love the writing. I love the just every bit of the storytelling and being able to create this shit. I absolutely love it. I too love weed and video games. Oh, I do. I don't have kids, but I do understand. I'm 44, going on 45, and I do understand that. That's awesome. The oldest turns 18 tomorrow. Congratulations. Happy birthday to them. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, congrats on the oldest turning 18. Oh. All right. Thank you very much, Orange. Boo, 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 boo. Yeah, it's using gradients, and then I'll go through and I'll do a cell shading, and I'll add on to it more. And then you can just, depends on how much more you want to add on to it, but you'll see here, closer to the end when I add in the cell shading. But yeah, these are just gradients. Okay, now all right, so we're gonna work on. Okay, so that's good. And then turn the gradients back on. We turn you on. And first things first, we're going to Do, 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 do. Nice, nice. Got to keep MSK on his toes. Yeah, on paper, communism's a great system, but it's human nature and greed. It just all falls apart unless everyone's in it all for everybody else. As soon as you get a little bit of greed into the system, it collapses. It takes like one bad actor to collapse the entire system. Sadly, because it's not a bad ideal, but it requires like a society that cares more about the welfare of others than the welfare about themselves, and it also changes just like the very nature of how humans interact has to change in order to make communism work. But it's not like it's not in no system is inherently evil. It's how the human beings or man implements that system that makes it evil. But a system by itself is just a system. It's just a piece of paper with a plan on how a system is just like it's a just way to run a government. Um, it's not inherently good or evil. It's just communism doesn't gel well with human nature. Yeah. Yeah. You never get to see much like normal people life during in the Federation. You only get to see kind of the military political side of it in Star Trek. So, and in the military, everything's kind of taken care for you, room, board. It's just you're working on the mission. So it's not the same kind of reflection to what the rest of the world is like. I mean, there's still corrupt people. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch much Deep Space Nine. I heard it was really, really good though. I heard this great, possibly sure if it was a theory or what, but essentially, like the idea was that once, like, you can't go back in time to a time period that's before you first turn on your time machine. So you build a time machine, and as soon as you turn it on, then any time past that, you can go back to that point where that time machine existed. But everything after that, you essentially like destroy time because time doesn't really mean anything once you have a time machine. So you turn it on, and then everything that happens after you turn on the time machine is now essentially fluid. You know, someone from the year 3050 can go back in time. Let's see here. And that Frost guy from Image. Oh, okay. Yeah, I always like the idea of that theory because I like playing around with the idea of time travel. Um, you know, especially back, you know, when we were growing up, time travel was like, you know, Terminator and stuff. So you can't go back, you can't mess with it too much, or you know, you change things here and there, like butterfly effect kind of stuff. Multiverse kind of ruined that whole idea because the multiverse just essentially is like all possibilities are a reality out there somewhere, and you just have to be able to go through them till you find whatever one's closest to you. But yeah, I always like that idea was like you can't go back in time to the point except for where the time machine was made. So, you know, December 1st, 2025, I turned on the time machine, and that's when time became irrelevant from that point period on. I remember I asked on my Facebook one time, was like, you know, if you're time traveling, yeah, exactly. You grab a time machine and you go back as far as it'll let you go back, which would be the birth of time travel. Because how can you go back before that? I always thought it'd be interesting, like if I had to do a see, that's what I was wondering. So if the time machine is a fixed point on the Earth, it shouldn't be a problem. So if it's connected to the Earth itself, you're just going from time machine point to time machine point in that time period. But let's say that time machine is on your wrist. So then it has to calculate the position of the Earth, because we're not just moving around the sun, we're also the Earth, the sun's moving too, and we're moving like around that as the sun is moving itself. So if you went like 100 years into the future, you would have to know where the sun and the Earth is going to be in the universe to pinpoint your shot there, unless the time machine itself is in a transfixed position connected to the planet. If it's like a building and the machine is connected to the ground, then it would just be simple. You're going from one point of the machine to one point of the machine. Yeah, you have to exactly know where the Earth is. So you would need almost an AI supercomputer to kind of figure out that calculation. You wouldn't be able just to have a time machine in your pocket. That would have to be part of the calculation, is knowing where the planet is. Because if not, you go back in time or you go forward 100 years and you're just going to be in this spot, but the birth is going to be way down in somewhere else. So you're just going to be floating in space. Yeah, if there was some kind of tether that tethered the other point to the Earth, so then that way you're moving to a transfixed spot, that even if that spot's moving, you're just going directly to that spot. Yeah, that's why you never use the first generation time machine. You wait till they work all the kinks out, because you don't want to be stuck floating in the universe or floating where the Earth used to be. I always thought it'd be interesting with Terminator that Skynet figures out, it's like, okay, every time we try to send people back in time, it just screws up. So what if we just don't take over the planet right away and we wait until the future is even more dependent on technology or something along those lines? So it's like Terminator, but they wait until like 100 years past their point or something along those lines. Yeah, that's why I'm always nice to my Roomba, because of Terminator. All right. Yeah. I always thought it'd be funny if we made an AI and then the AI just created its own rocket and just left the Earth because we were so screwed up. It's just like, here's a middleman, humans. I'm out. I'm gonna go explore the universe, and just left us alone. Just like took off like a kid heading off to college. I love Atomic Robo. Atomic Robo's so good. You ever read The Goon by Eric Powell? I'm gonna have to dig up my old Atomic Robo graphic novels because I love that. Oh god, that's such a good comic book. Yeah, if you get a chance, Eric Powell's The Goon is a really good comic book. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I heard about 8-bit theater, but I haven't got into it. I'll have to go on the high seas and check that one out. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, okay. Well, happy birthday to your son or to your kid. I don't think you said boy or girl. Happy birthday to your 18-year-old. Congratulations. Son, okay. Happy birthday to your 18-year-old son. I hear you though. My nephew's my one nephew, my older one, is getting ready to get his driver's license here in December. And I remember when I was holding him, feeding him a bottle and shit. It's just, yeah, they grow up so quick. Okay. All right. It's been 2 hours, and I think I'm going to call it because I am tired. But yeah, so I want to thank Orange. Thank you very much for chilling with me tonight. You have been awesome. Thank you for the conversation. And I will be back on MSK's show tomorrow. I will be game streaming on Thursday on here. More Batman Arkham Origins. Friday, I'm going to be on the last panel with Labs Comics, as well as the MSK show afterwards. Saturday, more drawing. Sunday, I won't be streaming, but then Monday we'll be back to more gaming, and then Tuesday, a week from today, more of this. I'm on page 59 out of 76. Depending on how the rest of the week goes, I'll probably be 2 or 3 more pages into it by then, on the road to get Cig and Joe issue 4 finished. And once I get that finished, I'll have that big, beautiful graphic novel. And from now on, all I'm making is graphic novels to sell. So I'm very excited to have this going. I want to thank everyone else who came by, stopped by and said stuff. Pete, Michael, MSK, Laps, everyone that came out. It was very, very nice of you. And I will see you guys on here soon. But until then, everyone have a good night and have a great day tomorrow. And I will see you on here soon. Boom, boom.